Ask a room full of theologians about natural theology and watch the room quietly split in two like Moses parting the Red Sea. Natural theology isn't the same as general revelation, as discussed here. That cooler form, gen rev, is simply what God has revealed about the divine self through creation and conscience, which is available to humanity generally. It's what Paul was describing in Romans chapter 1, the things that can be known about God from nature. Natural theology is more ambitious. It's what human reason can conclude about God from general revelation, using observation and rational argument alone, and without relying on Scripture. Hang on to that. That's key. You can think of it this way. General revelation is the source. Natural theology is the human intellectual project of drawing theological conclusions from it. Now, the question of whether such a total system is even possible often gets sorted along denominational lines. Roman Catholics tending toward, yeah, probably, and Protestants tending toward, not so much, primarily because of the Scripture question. Does God speak outside of Scripture? But then again, that split is misleading, because Roman Catholics do believe Scripture is essential to knowing God rightly, and Protestants also believe that God has revealed real truth outside of Scripture. And both traditions agree that sin gets in the way of knowing God perfectly. So the answer isn't probably yes or no. It's a hyper-nuanced and technical conversation that's been around for centuries. Now, don't mishear me. That conversation is worth having among theological specialists, but in the same way, two judges ought to argue over the meaning of a law, or two doctors debate a diagnosis. You really want them having that conversation. That's how progress gets made. But don't let that spook you. 99% of the time, we can be perfectly competent Christians just acknowledging what we hold in common. That God has designed and equipped us to know God, that God has stamped divine authorship onto the world in ways that both amaze and instruct, and that God gave us Scripture to govern that ongoing conversation. In the end, knowing God doesn't require winning this argument. It just requires being faithful with what's already been given.